stone the builder rejected became the chief cornerstone. So when you flip the 1 off the motherfucking 5 over to the 6, you understand me? So that's how the fork end up with the motherfucking 6. The baby G, the BG, that's me, who grow up to be the motherfucking king of kings, the crown prince. I'm gonna set this shit straight. So now, only thing we got to do, understand me, is get these Crips and Bloods on the line. Yep. So I come through, I got blessed in by the Crip. I just called him Crip. But if you go through my records, you'll see that we came in, we got arrested in Chicago together. He came in on the extradition because he was a hitter. I came in on the case. Now, as the time rolled on, I got to get confirmed by the religious elites. I got to get confirmed by the Moors. I got to get confirmed by Melanics. I got to get confirmed by the Nation of Islam, by the Ansars, by the Christians, by the Jehovah's Witness, by the Buddhists. I done went through all they shit, and I come out that shit the baddest motherfucker ever born. So, Crumb, if you gonna talk about this shit, talk about this motherfucking shit. You said you wasn't sugarcoating, but you run from me. This how you don't sugarcoat that shit. This my shit. I put these bitches on notice. Watch the court case at the Supreme Court. They ain't never had no shit like this about to happen. Byron Allen about to shut this shit off up there. I'm setting this shit off with you dumbass niggas who walking around kissing the white man ass, always complaining about the white man who asked you kiss instead of doing your own goddamn work. I did my fucking work. This is the exit strategy. So, Crumb, you can share this to Instagram, to Twitter, to Facebook, to YouTube, to any social media you want to. I'm the motherfucking king of kings. This my shit. These bitches gonna bring it to me. Watch the court case. Listen to the Justice Department, because I done already put them all on notice and they out of order. Indigenous rights rule this bitch now. That Constitution expired. The Constitution expired. It was on a time limit. That shit over. That shit over. I'm the motherfucker now. I'm the one that got approved by the Cherokee, the Chippewa, the Choctaw, the Blackfoot, the Dakota. I'm that motherfucker. I'm the motherfucker that the Iroquois, the Washita said he the chief of the chiefs. I'm that motherfucker. I'm the one that motherfucker's been knocking and rapping and tapping through the Masonic Lodge, through the Rosicrucians trying to get his attention. I'm that motherfucker. I set all the shit in place so when the shit don't go right, I'll come set this bitch back in order. I started this motherfucking gangster shit, and I'm going to show you how gangster this shit get. Crumb, since you want to ignore me, go ask Larry where he at. Go ask Malachi. Go ask Imam Abu Jamal. Go ask them all. And they're going to tell you the same shit I'm telling you now. This is my shit. Right? They flipped you from the 5 to the 6. But now, all you Moors need to be paying attention, because then the 6 was flipped over to the 313. What's the 313? That's the Circle 7. You see? Used to be Oakland, Macomb, and Wayne County. Used to be the 313. But something happened. In the middle of the initiation, part of the 313 got flipped to the 248. Now that's 2 7s. Because 2 plus 4 plus 8 is 14. You see? So now the 313 remained the same. Now across the land they got 3 7s that got to match a man. That'd be me. The 7th son of the 7th daughter of the 7th son. Wake up, motherfuckers. I'm the baddest one. See, all those are secret codes encoded for a motherfucker to know who I was without having to figure this shit out. You see? So I had to be blessed off the fatherland, I had to be blessed off the motherland. But I had to be rejected by both of them at some time. Because remember, the stone that the builder rejected became the chief cornerstone. So when you read in the circle 7 on the 4th page, the 4th is an indication of the vice lords. Remember, the 4 corner hustle started by Weasel, right? And Melvin Mays. Y'all know nothing about that if you ain't motherfucking off the west side of Chicago. So then they started that shit. Then what do? Remember, Mama's off the vice lord line. Pops is the 4th. I'm just the G in the middle. I'm just the 6 trying to be the 7. Understand me? G is the 7th letter made, but if that shit ain't motherfucking squared off on all 4 corners, you don't have no motherfucking perfected man, because only the perfected man can put the whole puzzle together. That means Hiram must be raised according to the lodge. Ain't that right, Brother Crumb? So if Hiram be raised, where is the Orianos that he's coming from? Because he ain't in Egypt this time of the east. He's in Egypt of the west. But remember, he came forth from the right hand. The right hand of Mother Earth is represented by the state of Michigan. If the right hand of the Mother Earth is represented by the state of Michigan, and he come from the 313, but they stretched it out to the 248, that's 3 sevens. Let's get this shit straight. So now we got the 3 sevens laid across the land. Then you got the 3 sevens in the perfected man. That's mind, body, and soul for those who don't know. So then we got to have 3 pyramids or so. 3 Orions to match the flow. So you got your Orion, your Orion, Michigan. Your Orion, your Lake Orion, and your Orion Township. All of them stretched out with this GM shit. Where all these motherfuckers got to go picket and shit. But you ain't peeping the game. Y'all still stuck in.
These people literally live off of our energy. Period. They didn't live this long at one point in time.
But you know, let me ask you this. Has anybody noticed that these so-called whites, these whites like Biden and Trump are making statements like, well, I won't be here though. They're making statements like, because you know what? I about 10 years ago when I was living in California, I lived downtown. There's a lot of Mexicans there. I also noticed that there was a changeover because I had lived in California before when I worked there. It was heavily white people. And I know what white people look like. At 71 years old, I know exactly what the white woman looks like. I know what the white man looks like. And what we're looking at today is not the white people. Trump is white. Biden is white. But I went back and I said, have you noticed? Asked my daughter, I said, go downtown and look. I said, are you seeing any white people? She looked around. She said, Mama, there's nothing but white people. I said, them ain't white people. I don't know what they are, but they ain't white people because I went to school with white girls and I know what a Becky look like.
Okay, now let me ask you a couple questions. It's gonna give you the opportunity to see what you're looking at.
Okay.
Where did all of them motherfuckers that was passing go after the emancipation? Where they go?
You know what? Somebody asked me. I don't think they live long.
No, they live.
They alive?
Yeah. Where you think all these
jumping in bodies?
Look, listen. Where did these white girls get booties from?
Jumping in our bodies.
Yeah.
Seriously, where did they get booties from?
Yeah.
Right.
That's another thing I noticed. They a lot of them just almost. All you see is white girls with booties. My son came to me one day and said, have you noticed white women don't wrinkle the way they used to?
That's what was told them.
That's so
it takes nothing to study here on earth but us. Nothing else is here to study. They want you to think that they're studying other things. They're literally studying us, the carbon-based beings, the star seed, because they'll see us and wonder why we're not. I'm 51. If I tell one of them how old I am, you ought to see how they look. They was like, oh, well, what do you do? Nothing. I said, oh, these are genetics. The hell wrong with y'all?
I think that white people are either dying off or they're going underground. And I think we're gonna be left with a bunch of mixed people in this so-called war.
There is no more what we call pale nations of Europe. They've been all assimilated. Listen, it's eugenics. It go all the way back to Babylon. It's eugenics. That's all it is. They fuck some people up and now everybody got to suffer together to fix the problem, but don't nobody want to know what the problem is, because the problem is you can't stop people from ascending. You can't use genetics as a tool of oppression, right? So all of the eugenics movement and the apparent hatred of us, because we wouldn't even talk to each other. We wouldn't even we didn't even acknowledge them motherfuckers. They didn't even exist when they was in our presence.
They did.
Now, when you take the ones who's using them as a blood shield to protect their blood rights and keep you from ever knowing who behind it, they got a job to do. Right? They got to clean up their mess. Yaku graft the devil. They have to clean up their shit they fucked up. And the only way to do it is they got to have a drop of royal blood.
And that goes back to what you were saying, why they built like, some of them are built like us. Because those are the lighter versions of us that passed as so-called white.
That's the experiment, the gray race. That's the experiment.
Yeah. And started mixing with them. I literally got the argument one time.
Look,
because you could tell she had a butt lift.
Look, America called the great melting pot.
Yeah.
America is also the place where you come to get one drop of blood. What the fuck that shit mean? Serious, what does it mean?
It means life.
Right. But look at it. The great melting pot. What you melding? That's a term that smelters use when they blend into metals. So what the fuck is you melding together? Right?
Yeah, and us.
And why do you need one drop of blood?
In order to live, because they wasn't even living to be in their 30s. They knew that.
Okay, so now, one drop of blood does what? According to their system. One drop of blood of these melanated motherfuckers, you now melanated.
To give them the right to our lands, what they try to do.
That's what they try to do.
They can never get the right to the land as long as we know who we are. I know exactly who the fuck I am.
That part.
Right, so now we got to reposition. What the fuck happened? How come every time we had a rebellion, insurrection, or revolt, some niggas that looked like us betrayed us? But the peak people was the ones telling us, these motherfuckers lying to y'all, overthrow their ass.
That part.
We don't want to talk about that shit. Right? Because they've been telling us the whole time. So fuck it. Let them take over the KKK. Because you didn't know that the black hen was the black hen under the KKK role, because they came from motherfucking Seville, Spain.
Yes, it was. They was original KKK.
So if you don't know that, then you don't even know who your enemy is. Sit your ass down and be still. Let the chiefs on the land do what the chiefs on the land do, so the big mama can come on out in the open and give everybody gifts. We finna have Mardi Gras from motherfucking Maine to Arizona, from goddamn it Alaska to Florida, and everywhere in the middle.
And Louisiana, baby, that's right.
You remember them big carnivals they used to have in Brazil?
Yeah, like we do in New Orleans. We have big carnivals.
We're gonna go right back there because that's our culture.
That's our culture.
When they tried to take that shit from the motherfucking Geechies down in motherfucking the ENO, they got their ass kicked. They take everything else. Don't take Mardi Gras, motherfucker.
That was a celebration of whooping their ass.
And then we also had, coming out of Mexico, we had Cinco de Mayo, which is still a Mardi Gras. You know what I'm saying? The commemoration of the dead, meaning the honoring of the ancestors that crossed over. Right? So we don't know what the fuck our culture is. We need to sit down until we figure it out.
I know that shit them Native Americans are doing ain't our culture. And we seem to want to follow that like it really is.
Yep.
Well, some of the stuff they learned from us. But some of the stuff they brought with them. Because you can never strip people totally of the culture of who they is. It's going to always surface back up.
And that's like us. That's
right?
Just like us. We still have a culture. We live our culture every day. But they want to tell you that it's not your culture. That they beat you into submission and stripped your culture. Bullshit. And I don't know no damn, I don't have nothing against Africans, but they don't cook like us or nothing. And it's just the truth. I work with them. I done been to weddings and all that. They food don't taste like nothing like ours.
No, it's very different.
Listen,
Very different.
all of the Africans that I know with degrees.
No.
Listen, I know motherfuckers from Nigeria. They got 7 and 8 degrees, PhDs in 7, 8 different subjects. They all tell me the same thing. Because I was heavy in the Pan-Africanism. And then I found out the reason why we needed to study Pan-Africanism, the reason why Garvey brought it, because they're going to tell us when we get over there, y'all not from over here.
Yep.
They already
Every
did.
one of them that's educated told me the same thing, no matter what country they came from over there.
They told
said,
me the same.
y'all original over there. Y'all not from over here.
Yep.
That's what they say, Rob. In Soweto, South Africa, in Mozambique, and everywhere we went, they told us, y'all not us. I said, I know, because I had on my regalia.
Look, so when we studied the Pan-Africanism, we discovered, this is what we discovered, some shit called the Berlin Conference, where they divided the land of Africa, Inky's land, among little children.
Okay.
Right? The same thing they did over here, but over here it was called Reconstruction. What is they reconstructing?
Your man.
So
they're reconstructing your man and the land.
they can't get the land. I already claimed the land.
You know what I'm saying? They went through and started building on that shit, tearing down that shit. So
Yep,
you
they said
naturally
cities
know
on
your
fire.
race. Like you said, you went down there because you connected to it. We don't, even if we travel out, we eventually come home. And they know this. So what they're doing, when you come back, like if you leave and go and live somewhere else and you eventually come back home to visit, it looks foreign to you. Because you've been gone for a while. Now you come back home to a place that you grew up. It don't even look the same because that's what they want. They don't want you to recognize who you are and what was once there was yours.
So all we do, so now all we can do is tell them and tell them we told them. I did everything needed to be done to secure everything. We just waiting on the 3 high chiefs to come out and tell y'all that they finished transitioning the government back to the people. The contracts is up.
You don't think they're gonna try to start some big shit?
Look, they already tried and they failed miserably. They tried everything they could to keep us from, and they laughed when they seen me. That I was the biggest joke the motherfuckers ever seen. Because if everybody figure out what's the problem is, it's not gonna never be this nigga.
I don't blame.
So I just said, okay, I won't figure it out. I just tell them what it is so they can figure it out on their own.
Two men I'm running around here thinking they know everything and they not listening, they just talking. Too many of them don't want to know nothing. Because the more you tell people to do their genealogy, and why would you go buy land in another territory? You know different than the people that colonized over there. Now they sending you to colonize again. But you think this is cool. Y'all think this is cool.
They don't know no better. You know what? It's the blind leading the blind.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly.
So you got a bunch of motherfucking low-rank minions that believe that they know, but they don't really know. And then they step out there and then they try to attack the ones who telling you what's going on because they don't want to look bad, but never knowing that if you listen to what a motherfucker's saying, you might be able to get free.
Yep, exactly. They don't want freedom. They literally think freedom is leaving America and going to Africa. Well, I got news for them. I see the Chinese over there taking over. And you think you're running from us? They worse than the ones that's over here on our land.
Yeah, the Chinese. I mean, they're what are cool. Sociopaths. If you can see the dog alive, come on now.
Look, it's called thick face black heart. And it's a very specific strategy they're using. If you don't know what happened with the Bandung Conference, you won't know the allegiances and the alliances we made with the various nations of Asia. And this